Hello and welcome. Today we have a couple members of ID Honeyfruit. We have the top laner Blingo and the jungler Xiao PP. And today we're gonna get to know a little bit more about ID Honeyfruit as a whole. First things first, do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Sure thing. Hello, I am Blingo. I am the top laner for ID Honeyfruit. And yeah, I play tanks.
Hello, I'm Xiao PP. I'm the glorious leader of ID Honeyfruit, and I
Fearless.
play everything.
So
Fearless,
true.
yeah. Yeah, fearless and glorious and handsome and humble.
Yes.
And
All of the
humble.
above.
And humble.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, so I'm just gonna get started here. What are your expectations for ID Honeyfruit this split?
We got to take the whole thing. I don't think I sign up for leagues to lose them or get second or third or, semis, first round exits. I'm expecting a dub for us with our fearless, handsome, all of the above leader, Xiao.
Especially humble.
Yes, and humble.
Especially humble. Yes, couldn't have said it better myself. My loyal subject. I mean, top laner.
Yeah.
Echo. Um, yeah, same thing. After last split's very, very, very disappointing end. Hoping to perhaps win a chip this time around. And if we don't, I might just have to retire. So, I don't know.
So big stakes, big stakes. Alright, so speaking of trying to get to that end point, when those rosters came out, did any of the other teams catch your eye as potential contenders? Hopefully on the same level as you guys?
Absolutely not. Nope.
I am notorious for not knowing players, but I literally don't think I recognize like anybody on a lot of the teams. I might have recognized a few players that maybe played for ID in the past, but besides that, to me, don't recognize anybody.
And none
Yeah,
for
looking
you
at
either?
the sheet. Yeah, pretty much. Looking at like the Monday sheet for the Titan Eternal League.
Oh, this is for
pretty...
Wednesday.
Oh, this is for the Wednesday one. Okay.
Some
We're playing
overlap.
both.
Some overlap.
Yeah, yeah. The Monday League is definitely super Mickey Mouse, which is fine. And then the Wednesday one definitely looks a little better. We may drop a game here or there, but you know,
Yeah, to
at
which
the end of the
rosters?
day, we all know what's that's a good question. Let me have a gander here.
Yeah, take your
Really
time.
quick. I'm definitely looking at this Sean fan club team. Know a couple of the players on there, like Not Important and Sean. Very,
Oh yeah.
very interesting players on that team. Same with their support, Envy. I play on a different team with them alongside our ADC, all Gucci. I believe we're playing in Risen, the Emerald Risen. It's called Unstoppable, I think. But currently playing with them on that, so they're pretty decent players, I will say. They might put up a fight. As for the rest of them, nope, no concerns.
Alright, big words. You won't need to face them until playoffs, though.
Oh, so yeah, they'll have to make
Yeah.
it to playoffs before we see them.
Alright,
Yeah.
so it seems like maybe there might not be four teams you can put here, but if you thought about it, do you think you can pick out four teams to be like the four best teams in the league?
For the Wednesday one, right?
For the Wednesday one,
For
yes.
Conqueror. Okay. I mean, memes aside, it's probably Big Chiller Civil Standards or Standers. Sorry, yeah, they have Technics. He's probably the second best jungler in the whole league. Um, I believe he has some solo laners that are able to support him pretty well. Like, you know, Codis or Retail Row, their top laner. He's swapping from mid. I imagine he's just going to be sitting top and playing tanks to support Technic's playstyle. Same with Rendleman, their mid laner just plays like Scion mid. And those two are pretty good at facilitating what he wants to do. There's Iota. We did unfortunately get reverse swept by them last split. Not my fault, though. It's never been my fault. I will say I think Iota is strictly worse than last split, though. I think their current mid is worse than their previous one. And I think their bot lane is also worse than their previous one. So
And of course, your top lane's better. So.
yeah, of course. Masuf, the legendary Emerald player. Yes, yes. Yeah, so that's 2, and then I already mentioned Sean Fan Club. They can be 3rd, and I guess if we want a 4th, I can throw in we could throw in Optimal Esports Dynasty with the legendary mid laner Rutledge. Also
Ooh.
known as the Water Cat Slayer.
This is true. I've seen it
Yeah,
Oh
I've seen
no.
it too, firsthand, unfortunately, many times.
firsthand.
Yeah. But yeah, those are probably the top 4 teams, not counting ourselves,
All right,
I would
great.
say.
Blingo, do you just want to say the same? You are notorious for not knowing players. I'm going to assume you don't have anything to add?
I mean, dude, as far as teams are, I'm excited to hopefully run into Iota, just because I haven't ran into this Masuf guy. My good friend P Diddy, Mr. Phil, had a run-in with him, and it created an incident that a few of us know. And I'm definitely excited to kind of gauge where I'm at, because Mr. Masuf is the unstoppable force, but I am the immovable object. So excited to see that matchup.
Me too. Me too. All right. Why don't you guys tell me a little bit about your comp experience so far?
I could start. I joined ID and have been playing here for a few years now. I mostly play summer splits just because of doing school and stuff, but I honestly first jumped on a roster with Bubble and a bunch of players who are like now masters, Eddie Boy, etc. for the Eclipse team. I played as a sub like once a week, every week. Played against a bunch of top laners like Hasm. Just to name one of them, I can't name a bunch of the other ones. I think I ran into Matt G as well in the top lane back then, and I was like plat 4, and I was kind of just facilitating for my team, like trying to not run it down, and that kind of stuck around. And now I'm just a big tank player, now playing for teams with Xiao over here.
Word. As
Great.
for me, I have been playing comp for about 4-ish years now, I guess. I started off playing in Diamond, actually. The first team I ever joined was called like Stormwolves in like 2020. And I actually joined with All Gucci on that team. Well, he was already on the team and I joined. We were playing in Diamond for a while. We both eventually kind of dropped down to plat at the time because we were both only like E4 players. And yeah, I've won like UJL. I've won PRL with ID Supernova with like Bubble, Eddie Boy, BKP, Godly, legendary ID players, if I do say so myself. I have other chips too. I'm just not remembering right now, but yeah, I'm pretty consistently placing in playoffs. And nowadays, I'm just Hearts like Emerald. Haven't won anything in a year though, so hopefully I can win something soon.
I did hear that you two have actually won a chip together, right? Am I crazy?
Oh yeah, Blingo and I won Titan Conqueror last year, I think. Yeah,
Yes,
like
sir.
around
Yes,
this
sir.
time.
The Avengers.
ID Avengers with Watercat, Duck, and Will. Yeah.
All right, fantastic. All right, so I'm curious, what do you guys think of the group you were placed in? This might be a question for Xiao, since I'm not sure how much Blingo knows about the players.
So I actually got a couple DMs from like several people. Funny enough, after the draw show, I didn't actually watch the draw show for the Wednesday league. I watched the Monday one. But yeah, I had a couple people saying, "Oh, good luck in Group B," because it's like group of death, right? Because there's there's Iota, there's the Bing Chillers team with Technics, and then there's XG Saturn, which people seem to think quite highly of. I think we've scrimmed Subatomic Gaming Axion once, and they were pretty okay. It is. I think Group B definitely is a lot more stacked than the other groups, though, for sure. But I don't find myself worried about it. So, but yeah, for the teams that aren't like top contenders for the group, yeah, it's definitely a group of death. But for us, I don't think so. No way.
That's fair. Blingo, did you have anything to add?
No, definitely. I mean, I just took a look myself, and I did see, we have Iota being chillers, but I don't think it's anything that, um, is going to stop us from, making playoffs, having our run.
All right, great. All right, so out of curiosity, how often do you guys practice?
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Typically, if we're playing in like one league, we just have like one scrim day, but we're currently playing in two, and then we've applied to AEL, so we'd have 3 game days. So honestly, the Monday league is like so Mickey Mouse, it might as well be our scrim day. So yeah,
Makes sense to me. Yeah, I mean that's 3 game days is a lot of experience for sure.
yep.
All right, so a lot of this team is actually coming back from last year. Maybe switched around roles with Yeetloaf, of course. Uh, I mean, obviously it did not end how you wanted to last season. Do you think that this is a stronger team overall? Why or why not?
I think the team is much different, but very strong in different ways, obviously. Because last split we had kind of Toomey playing top lane. He was a master player. Well, he climbed in master once the I think playoffs started. He was mostly like a carry player. Here we've got Blingo instead, which I think is fine. I think Blingo facilitates what we generally want to do a lot better. And in mid lane, I feel like Elof is definitely of similar skill level to PKP, but I think he is much more willing to play other champs. He's got a wider pool, I would say, objectively. So that's something I personally like to draft around. He's willing to play pretty much whatever I ask him to. Like, I'll have him play like tanks mid or supports mid or whatever it is. And that's fine. And he's definitely better mid than he is support. So, and yeah, we've got Gucci returning, which is great. I think he's probably the best CDC in Emerald. And then we've got Spartans who just won AEL. I think he's been kind of meshing with us quite well. It was a bit of a rough start, admittedly, in scrims, but I think we're really coming together.
Yeah, great to hear. It doesn't always start the way you want to. It's about working on it for sure. So with that in mind, in those scrims, as you guys are, building that chemistry, what kind of environment do you think your team has? You guys have both played on multiple teams, so if you were to compare it to some other teams you've been on, what would you say?
For me,
you go.
I was just gonna say I've played on different rosters. It is usually, admittedly, kind of hard for me to find a roster that's so okay with kind of weak siding top very consistently, because it usually means you need a very strong bot lane or a jungler or a mid in that case, so you can play around other sides of the map. But on the teams I've played with Xiao, especially in the past year, obviously last year Duck and Will being probably the strongest bot lane in Conqueror, and then this split just working with Jerry as a new ADC to me, and I had Watercat when we were doing scrims. Haven't played with Yeetloaf too much, but I did sub for them last split, and I definitely think that they can kind of fit around my playstyle better, and it usually just works out perfectly because it doesn't really cause conflict among us. Like, Xiao never is upset at me, for doing what we kind of expect me to do in these games, where it's, maybe I'm down 20 CS, having a rough time topside, and he's not really focused on that because he's focusing on accelerating his bot lane, accelerating his mid lane. So that's just my take on it.
Yeah, and does it feel like... Sorry, just to kind of add on to it.
Yeah.
Does it feel... Do you think it's a more serious tone? Are you guys... How do you guys go about it?
I think it's very relaxed in a sense for a while. Me and Xiao like doing a little funny stuff sometimes, but definitely when scrims are tough, we definitely get pretty serious. It was a lot easier to mess around with me, Xiao, and Watercat because we can all kind of yell at each other in team fights and stuff and laugh at each other. But I mean, when it comes down to it, I think we are definitely pretty serious about winning to an extent. So we definitely lock in when we need to.
Yeah, and then, Xiao, what's your interpretation? You've been on, a lot of teams, even compared to Blingo, so...
Yeah.
Do you have the similar kind of vibe?
Yeah, so I've definitely played with a wide variety of different players. Like, I've played on so many rosters over the years. I mean, the only thing I can say for sure is whatever team I play on, I'm usually pretty chill about it. Like, I'm usually, like, joking during, like, comms or whatever. Like, for example, some teams I played on in the past, I'll, like, say some funny stuff while we're in game, and, like, some people kind of just don't like that, which I guess makes it less fun for me, because that's what the game's all about, man. Having fun with your teammates.
So true,
So,
King.
yeah, like, I'm never toxic.
No. It's like,
Never talk. I've never flamed ever,
Never.
ever in game.
Doesn't sound ominous at all, by the way.
Yeah, but yeah, we're pretty chill. Everyone on the team, we've known each other for a while, buds, friends. So, but yeah, like Blingo said, if things get harder, yeah, we lock in a little more. But usually, unless we're like straight up getting destroyed or like losing, it's pretty chill.
All right, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Let's see. That's kind of the main gist of the things I wanted to talk about. Do you guys think there's anything that maybe I missed that you guys think would be nice to talk about, or a message you want to send to the league? Any shout-outs? Anything at all that you can think of that you might want to say here to represent your team? This is your chance. Let's have Blingo go first.
I don't have too much to say. I just super excited to be back in the scene. It's been a little while. Took a few splits off, and definitely didn't have any ranked games to show for what I did while I was gone. But super excited to get back in the thick of things. Looking to take this chip, and yeah, super excited.
Fantastic. Anything from you, Xiao?
Yeah, so I mean, kind of just similar stuff. Looking to win. Haven't won anything in like a year, so I would like to win something once again. But at the end of the day, about having fun. I guess a message for Yelo, since he wanted to be here but couldn't. I got word today that apparently he's been offered a whole $15 of RP if he goes through the Monday League Fearless. So watch out for that, I guess.
Huge bounty.
Yeah, huge bounty. $15 for Fearless Draft. Awesome.
What's the prize pool of that league?
God, let me check. It's so small, I'm pretty sure. It might be like 300.
Oh.
But let me confirm. It's not about the money. It's about the clout.
Oh, yeah.
The glory. Okay, yeah, it's a 630 prize pool. Yeah, first place gets 360. Entrance was 100, so like what? It's like 260 split among 5 people.
I mean,
yeah. It's not about the money though.
No, it's never about the money. Never about the money.
It's about the win. Yeah, it's about the win.
And having fun.
Yeah, and fun. Yeah,
right.
But mostly the win. It's about crushing your opponents. I want to hear their sobs through my computer screen.
Bathing in their blood.
Yeah, I want to smell their blood boil.
All right, I'm gonna cut this one off before it gets a little bit too graphic for my taste. But with that said, thank you both. It was a really interesting interview. I think that people are gonna have a much better idea on ID Honeyfruit from it. So again, thank you both for coming out.
Thank you.
And for everyone watching, thanks for watching. I hope that you guys enjoy the beginning of the split, and have a good night.